Nicole from Sydney English Teacher and from the Successful English Learner by Sydney English Teacher, and I wanted to say a big warm welcome to you all and thank you for joining me for another episode of Nicole's Weekly Words. We're up to episode 19 already and I'm so excited about getting started again. We've had a little break now and I'm nice and refreshed and ready to teach you some fantastic new vocabulary again. I hope that you've enjoyed the break and that you have used it to revise the past 18 episodes and really make sure that you understand and are confident in using all of those great words. So I hope that you're all really well and happy. And again, if you have any questions at all about the vocabulary I teach you today or about any of the past vocabulary from the past episodes, please do ask. I'm here to help and I genuinely want to help you succeed and be successful in using impressive vocabulary in the English language. As you know, in the past, we have been going through the letters of the alphabet and we have already looked at the letters A through to J and learnt some wonderful words which begin with each of those letters. What we're going to do now is continue with the alphabet theme every week, and we're going to continue from the letter K onwards. So today, the 5 words that I've chosen to teach you all begin with the letter K. But before we start, a big welcome to the newest members of my learning community. It is such a pleasure to have you here and I'm really excited to see this community grow and grow. I absolutely love helping and teaching people the English language, or any language for that matter. So I warmly welcome you and thank you for joining me and my beautiful members here who have been learning with me from the very beginning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole Summer. I am the owner and the person behind Sydney English Teacher, and I've also created the Successful English Learner by Sydney English Teacher. So these two learning platforms are my way of helping you improve your English skills. Here with Nicole's Weekly Words, I give free weekly vocabulary lessons to help you improve your skills and confidence in using English at a higher level. And I believe that it's a great way to start the week. You know, if I remind you to learn some vocabulary and to try and use these words every day, not only will it force you or help you to use new words throughout the week, but it's also a great start because it might help you to learn some other words and remind you of how important it is to really make an effort every day when speaking English to use and challenge yourself with new vocabulary. So we've done 18 episodes already. Are you ready for episode number 19? Wonderful. I am here. Join me every week in learning some wonderful new vocabulary together. This week, for episode 19, we're going to focus on the letter K. And I've chosen some really interesting words for you. Have you heard of them before? Have a listen. We've got the word KILLJOY, KUDOS, karma, KEEPSAKE and KITSCH. I don't know if you've heard of any of them before or if you use them. If you do know them or think that you know them, please stick around anyway, because the way that I explain them, I guarantee you'll learn something new. And more importantly, we are here to learn how to use them, not just to recognize them when we hear them or read them. So the goal is together to learn how to use these words confidently and naturally. Are you with me? Let's begin. So the first word for this week is KILLJOY. Say it with me. KILLJOY. Fabulous. That's right. Kill plus joy. So a killjoy describes a person, okay? And it is someone who deliberately spoils the fun and the enjoyment of other people. So basically, on purpose, they are ruining people's fun. You know, they want to take away people's joy, people's laughter, people's enjoyment. And on purpose, they are turning a positive experience into a negative one, into a sad one. So that is a killjoy, a person who does exactly that. A killjoy can also be a person who really doesn't enjoy seeing other people have a good time. You know, they don't enjoy seeing other people happy or having fun. Maybe because they're quite miserable or unhappy themselves, and they can't really handle the fact that other people are happy or smiling or laughing or having fun. So it's quite sad, actually, if a killjoy is in that situation. You know, they're so sad and miserable that they don't want anybody else to be happy either. Many people refer to a killjoy as a party pooper. Have you heard of that expression before? A party pooper. These are both great words, you know, killjoy and party pooper. I believe are really easy to remember. You know, the first one kills people's joy, killjoy. And the other one, I suppose we could say, poops on people's parties. So that's a funny one for you to remember there. So look, how do killjoys stop other people from having fun? Good question. It's really often by doing things that will upset other people, you know, maybe by stopping an activity or destroying an activity or ruining or breaking something. Maybe it's by talking to these people and saying something that's really upsetting for them. Do you know anyone like this? Do you know a killjoy? I'm sure we've all met them or experienced them at some stage in our lives. Let me give you some example sentences to help you with this word. So we've got, don't be such a killjoy. We were having so much fun until you came along. Or, he is the killjoy of the family and let me start again. He is the killjoy of the family and is guaranteed to turn your smile into a frown. Or, she's a classic example of a killjoy, always moping about, never happy, and doesn't want others to have a good time. So there you go. That's the first word for this week. Killjoy. Let's move on to number 2. I'd like to teach you about the word KUDOS. KUDOS. Some people pronounce it as KUDOS with an extra y there. So KUDOS or KUDOS. You decide. So KUDOS is really when someone praises or honors you for an excellent achievement. You know, when people compliment you or congratulate you because you've done something really, really well. So kudos is really that public admiration because of an achievement, or maybe because of a position, you know. It could be an actor or a singer or a politician that people admire or that people look up to. So kudos to them, I suppose. So an example here, some example sentences for kudos would be something like kudos to everyone who volunteered and made this project such a success. Or, I don't think she is getting the kudos that she actually deserves. Or, he received kudos from the entire audience for such an amazing performance. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so that is the word kudos or kudos. Try writing your own example sentences for that one. Next, I've got the word karma. Karma. Can you pronounce that? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard this word before. Karma is really the belief that if you do something, it will come back to you again. So it's really the result of your actions. Think of it like a circle, you know. If you cause something to happen, or if you created something, it will follow that circle and come back around to you again. Whether it's good or bad, you know, you can have good karma or bad karma, but it will go around that circle and come back to you. Karma is really a Buddhist or a Hindu belief, but it has become much more mainstream nowadays, and it's really well known, you know, and quite believed, I suppose, by many, many other people too, not just by Buddhists or Hindu believers. We use this word quite a lot in English. It's not for us anything religious at all, you know. We use the word karma for really talking about something good that will come back to you, or something bad that will come back to you. So really your actions, they influence what will happen to you in the future, in your future. That's kudos, karma, not kudos. What am I saying? That's karma. So some example sentences to help you. We might say, what's another way of expressing karma? You reap what you sow. Or what goes around comes around. Good examples there. We might also say, give me a second, she needs all the good karma she can get if she is serious about winning the competition. Or that attitude will only create bad karma. Be a little bit more positive, please. So there you go, we've got the word karma. Now let's move on to word number 4 for this week. I'd like to teach you all about the word keepsake. Can you say it? Keepsake. Great. This is such a lovely word. I really, really like the word keepsake and the meaning behind it. Because a keepsake is really a small item which you keep as a memory. I suppose it's like a souvenir, if you know souvenir. A souvenir is usually a little memory of your travels, you know, something that you buy or something that you keep to remember your travels. That's a souvenir. But a keepsake is not something about your travels. It's something that reminds you of the person that really gave you this gift. You know, it could be a medal, it could be a ring, it could be a necklace, it could even be a coin. You know, it's something very small and special and meaningful that someone has given you. You know, they've given it to you with love, I suppose. They've given it to you because they want you to remember them. They don't want you to forget them. So it's a small present from them. Something that's not very expensive. It doesn't have to be very expensive at all, you know. It could just be a rock, you know. It doesn't have to even be something that you buy. But it's something very meaningful because it's been given to you by this person, and it will help you remember this person, this special person. I suppose you could call it a token of love or a token of their friendship. That's a keepsake. I'm sure you've got many keepsakes at home, just like I do. I never throw anything away. Let me give you some example sentences. So, my grandmother gave me her necklace as a special keepsake. Or, she saved her graduation hat as a keepsake of the special honor of receiving her PhD. Or, his letter was a much cherished keepsake, which was passed down from one generation to the next. It's lovely, isn't it? What do you have as a keepsake? I have my grandmother's winter coat that she used to wear when she was a young girl. That was my keepsake, which she gave me when I visited her in Germany. I also have a lot of jewelry as keepsakes from my parents, from my husband. Yeah, and beautiful keepsakes from friends, you know, beautiful little notes and cards that people have written or created for me. And obviously lots of beautiful keepsakes from my daughter, you know, when she does art or when she draws me a Mother's Day card or a birthday card. They're very special keepsakes. I'm sure you have some of them as well. Let's move on to the last word for this week, and that is the word KITSCH. KITSCH. Have you heard of that? So KITSCH is originally a German word, which has been borrowed by the English language. We use it here in the English language as one of our words now. And KITSCH is really used to describe objects which are not particularly beautiful or artistic, I suppose. They could be a little silly or funny, perhaps. They're not very serious, you know. Kitsch are often little things that you buy when you're on holidays, you know, souvenirs that you buy when you're on holidays. Like, I don't know, maybe a salt and pepper animal shaker. Let me say that again, an animal salt and pepper shaker, or maybe a small figurine of a person, you know, of a celebrity or of a sports star. You know, kitsch could be a funny copy of a famous painting, you know, the Mona Lisa, for example, could be the face of a cat or a dog instead of Mona Lisa. Yeah, or maybe even gnomes in the garden, you know, the little people that you put in the garden, they could be kitsch. So really kitsch is considered as something that has no real style, I suppose, or no real beauty. It's really considered by most people to be quite ugly or silly or unattractive, I suppose. Yeah, you know, kitsch is quite fun, I suppose. You know, we often buy something kitsch to laugh, you know, to remember something with laughter and with joy, I suppose. Let me give you some examples of kitsch. Her name, let me say that again. Her home is filled with 1950s kitsch memorabilia. Or She collects all sorts of movies, KITSCH, from small figurines to large posters. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Or finally, his mother still wears blue eyeshadow and brightly coloured dresses. I think her style is a little kitsch. So there you go. There are 5 words for today for episode number 19. We've got KILLJOY, KUDOS, karma, keepsake and KITSCH. I hope you've really enjoyed learning them with me. Your job now is to go and practice these words. I'd like you to try and use these words in your writing and in your speaking as often as possible this week. You can focus on maybe 1 word a day, or if you prefer, you could try all of the words throughout the week, every day. It's up to you. But the main thing is that you force yourself to use this vocabulary and you practice as much as possible. My suggestion would be to write some example sentences of your own for each of these words. That will really help solidify that vocabulary in your brain and make it your own so that you can use these words more naturally without trying so hard. My other suggestion is that you go to my Facebook group, The Successful English Learner by Sydney English Teacher, and download the worksheet for episode number 19. So on that worksheet you will find a list of all of today's words as well as the explanation, the meaning of each of these words, and all of the example sentences that I have shared with you today. There's also room for you to write your own example sentences and your own notes to help you. So do go and download that from my Facebook group, The Successful English Learner. I really hope you've enjoyed learning with me today. Thank you so much for joining me live. My apologies if I haven't checked the comments. The software that I'm using doesn't allow me to see any live comments on Facebook, but as soon as I switch off this camera, I will check the Facebook page, the Facebook group and the YouTube channel, and I will reply to all of your comments and say hello. And more importantly, please remember, if you have any questions while you're watching this or while you revise this lesson, please do ask in the comments section below, because I'm here to help. I really want to help you and to make sure that you enjoy learning and using new vocabulary. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone, and have a wonderful week. Have fun using these great new words, and I'll see you back here on my Facebook group page, in my Facebook group, and on my YouTube channel next Monday. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye.